Proverbs 22, the 6th verse. Common scripture. Train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Many believers in the world think they understand this portion of scripture. And many of you, up to today, thought you understood it until I teach it. After teaching it, you're going to realize you had not understood it. But yet it's a very powerful scripture with a promise. Very powerful promise. This scripture is the guarantee that actually, if you know how to raise a child, they will not fail in life. This is a guarantee. He says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart. In other words, if I should know how to train up this child in the way they should go, I will not worry about them when they grow up. I will not worry about them when they go to university. I will not worry about them when they go to scholarship in Canada or America. I will not worry about them when they meet their peers and their peers want to go to club and they're luring them to go with them. I will not worry about my daughter if a young man says, I want to have sex with you before they are married. I will not worry about how she will respond because I have raised her right. That means that there's a given frame of life where God has given us a certain responsibility. And if we can hit certain marks and milestones spiritually, we are guaranteed of how our children will respond, because God is not a liar. He says the way they should go. When they grow, they will not depart from it. But you see, the emphasis here again that I want you to underline, he said in the way they should go. The word should there is a commanding language. It's not a negotiating language. It's a commanding language. It's not negotiating. It does not care how that child at that point will interpret what you're doing, because children will not understand everything a parent does. There are things God has done and we feel like he doesn't care about us. He is insensitive. He's unfair. But at that point, we did not understand what he was up to. But he was training us in the way we should go. We can't negotiate over that. We have to go the whole way, that he will fulfill what has. And because it's the way they should go, as a parent, you are responsible in the way your child should go. Sometimes in expressing liberties, and I've seen this in developed countries, US, Europe and stuff, where actually they have the biggest record of wasted kids. Somebody in the UK was calling them yobs, a yob. Look out that word in the dictionary. There is a liberty and freedom that they've given brains, and these brains have not yet grown to the place of reason and maturity to handle that liberty. And sometimes in trying to make them free to relate with them, they've actually destroyed them, because at that point, they were not able to think even at the place where the parent was. And so the governments are giving certain liberties on children who are not able to discern it. How can a 13-year-old or 12-year-old demand a sex change? For God's sake. What does that kid know? If you study human growth and development, psychology teaches you, until a person is 30, they've not even matured in reason yet. 30, 40, they've not yet matured yet in reason. You see what I'm saying? Full reasoning. To apply logic to weigh life and interpret it the way it should. And then you allow a 13-year-old to change their sex? You see what I'm saying? So that God will judge them, because they did not take the responsibility as parents to do what should have been done. We are to train up our children in the way they should go. I repeat. And because this is a grace language, it's not the way they should not go. You understand? When you find yourself so much on what they shouldn't do than what they should do, you're actually in the wrong doctrine. You are communicating a very conflicting vibration spiritually. It's not the way they should not go. It's the way they should go. So it's the principles that a parent deliberately emphasizes. And sometimes, even when we find ourselves saying, no, you shouldn't do that, but really we should say no in the language of the should, not a shouldn't.